Hello, I'm Hansi Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I think the uniqueness of the reggae girls is they embody the national motto of Jamaica, which is out of many one people. So when you look at the entirety of the Jamaica squad, you have dark-skinned girls, mixed-race girls, girls who have black and Asian in them. You also have the homegrown players, so like your Bunny Shaw, your Konya Plummer, your Den Blackwood. So what that means in terms of from a grassroots perspective is girls who are born in Jamaica can look at a Bunny Shaw and hear that authentic accent and say, you know, if Bunny can make it, then so can I. Once you hear that authenticity, that raw Jamaican accent, they should be able to look at a Bunny Shaw who's now our captain to say, if Bunny can do it, especially if you come from the same community, the same parish as her, if she can do it, then so can we.
I want to give a big bless up to the reggae girls out there. They ain't believing us. John did. Reggae girls, keep winning, keep inspiring. I know you're going to be great out there. World Cup. Sadella Marley, number love. Bless up from DJ Khaled.
And I'm representing for the reggae girls. You know what I mean? Big up on yourself every time. Especially if you're qualifying for the World Cup back to back. You know what I mean? Sidela, big up yourself. One love every time. You know the thing go. Blessing off a flow like a river. Blessing off a flow like a river. What the reggae girls do? Left them name night earth like a queen. Me have to big up the top soccer team. You know Massacre represent. Jamaica supporting every time. You know the thing go.
Hello, I'm Hansi Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I feel happy from UK, you know.
See the moonlights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Talawa TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Got a corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Ocean of the Messenger, and you're watching Talawa TV with the host and best Davis. Take it away.
My Talawers, good afternoon, good evening, possibly good morning. All depends on where you are in the world. Welcome back to another live stream. Let me know how you guys are doing down there in the comment section. Am I sounding a little bit too low? Do let me know and I'll try to make some necessary amends my end. If you can hear my TV at any point because it is turned on, but I think it is relatively low because even I can't hear it. But if you just so happen to hear it, if the volume springs up, let me know and I do the necessary amends and turn it all the way down for you guys to write in the comment section. First one out the blocks, he's going to be winning this one. Mr. Watkins, how are you, sir? I hope you are in good spirits. And Chorus as well. Chorus, I should say. I hope you are well. You're all saying good, loud, and clear. That is how I like it. So, guys, as ever, I'm not going to be taking up too much of your time unless you guys want me to. I know I keep saying that on my live stream, especially my last maybe 2 or 3 possibly live streams on the trots. So I'm going to try and make this quite condensed. I'm going to make this digestible for you all and try to just squeeze it all in no more than 30 minutes. If you need me to stay for a little while longer, then obviously I'll go ahead and do exactly that. Got a few things to talk about before I close off on the show. I do want to hit a request. I do have a request for the rest of the content creators. I can't believe I'm going to have to ask for a request, but I do have a request for the rest of the content creators within our space, and that is the Jamaica football YouTubers. I do have a polite request for you guys. But before I get into all of that, let's go ahead and look at the headline, A New Dawn. And that is simply, in simple terms, we're talking about a new beginning. A new start, I should say, there for two of our players there in mind. I've already spoken about a few of the reggae boys and reggae girls embarking on their new adventures for their respective clubs, going into different countries, different leagues, and so on. I've already scratched the surface with 2 of these, with Chantelle Swaby and also Dexter Lembikisa. I think especially Dexter Lembikisa with his recent move. But I'm about to segue a little bit and talk some more on them, because things have kinda I should say gaining some momentum in terms of competitive debut for Chantelle Swaby and the Foxes. And also it looks as if we're all set in regards to Dexter Lembikisa also making his debut. We know that he's on a season-long loan with Yverdon in the Swiss top division. So we're going to be looking at those two players. And we've got another reggae boy to look at, okay? So do sit tight and let me go ahead and get right stuck into it. Let me just change my channel, guys. It's kind of distracting me. I'll go ahead and change that. You guys are probably wondering, why don't I just turn it off? No, I don't like to sit in silent. I like to hear something going on in the background. So that's the reason why it's always on. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. I guess I could do what I did last night, and let's go ahead and dive right into a little bit of a segue. Let's look at the Champions League result. A certain club from North London definitely didn't give me the Thursday night that I had in mind. I would rather have watched paint dry, if I'm being completely honest with you, but these are the results there in front of you. For those of you who follow the Men's Champions League, that is, results there that probably matter to some of you based on the demographics that I see in the comment section every now and then. Bayer Leverkusen, the former club of Leon Bailey, they put 4 past Feyenoord. Atalanta and Arsenal, that is a stalemate, a boring game, if you don't mind me saying so. Sorry, Arsenal fans, but it's the truth. You just have to live with it. It is the God honest truth. It was a boring game, and I could have saved myself an hour and made myself more occupied, but I do the usual. I usually don't actually watch the game for most parts. I don't actually watch the game itself. I do tune into DG, which I've already told you guys about, the Ludoguna. That's actually how I keep up to date with my Arsenal content. And I think some of you are actually familiar with his YouTube channel. And if you're not, I don't know which rock you lot are sleeping under, but you need to move from underneath it. Atletico Madrid, they beat Leipzig, RB Leipzig, that is, 2-1. And I don't know if this is the most exciting game. Probably you have Monaco beating Barcelona, 10-men Barcelona 2-1. Looks like Yamal there, he got the equalizer there for Barcelona inside the first 45. But they actually start off this season's campaign on the back foot, losing 2-1 against Monaco. And now we are going to go ahead and just dive right into things. So I'm going to actually start with Dexter Lembikisa, and then I'm going to segue and talk about Chantelle Swaby. So let's go ahead and try and bring up some info there. And for those of you who are on your way home, the usual, I hope that you make it home safe and unharmed. Making it through your doors, as I always say, is a underrated blessing. You can go and see our star boy there, Dexter Lembikisa. This story is actually, what day is it today? It's the 19th. So it's just, what, 2 days old? You can read the headlines for yourself if you haven't already figured things out. If you haven't already put 2 and 2 together, Lembikisa heads to Switzerland, as I said earlier on in my live stream and on previous streams already. And the reason why I brought this one to your attention, I guess while I'm at it, I should go ahead and bring up a short video there. For context, as you can see, this article is nearing 3 days old now, but things have picked up pace in regards to Dexter Lembikisa and his new adventure. It is a temporary one because it is a season-long loan. So his parent club is still Wolves, Wolves that play in the Premier League, that is, for those of you who might not be aware. If I go ahead and click on this video here that I managed to put together for you guys, you can see our star boy Dexter Lembikisa in training with his new teammates in Switzerland. Go ahead and give that another play for you guys, because it is just a matter of 10 seconds. clearly things are starting to gather at some pace for Dexter Lembikisa. As I said with regards to the article, it's pushing near enough, say 3 days now since the announcement of his season-long loan deal, and he's already getting stuck in. He's already in exactly Dexter at work. He's already getting stuck in with his new teammates. In terms of off the field activities, it's probably same old, same old. He's probably had to do the usual pertaining to, or maybe he's a professional footballer, so I'm sure he has someone working for him. So things such as your flat or your apartment searches is probably done and dusted for him long before he made the trip to Switzerland. So that's something that he perhaps don't have to worry about. Another thing that he probably has to deal with, if it hasn't already been dealt with, is things that perhaps you and I would take for granted. So your car hire, or maybe he has to arrange. I'm not sure how they drive in that part of the world, but it is still Europe, so it's probably not that much different from the UK. But he probably, for the time being, maybe for the first week or first month, have to look at potentially either hiring a temporary car, or maybe arranging for him to be picked up and dropped off to and from training to make life a little bit easier for him. Another thing that you and I perhaps take for granted when we go on holidays, usual things. I don't know about Brexit and how it affects how we like maneuver in the UK from one country to another, from, so let's say, UK to Switzerland, for example. But in terms of something so basic, another thing that he might have to worry about, maybe not too much to a great extent, depending on the effect or the impact of Brexit, is something as simple as your phone contract. I remember when I went to France a few years ago, I landed in France, and I was like, no, I think it was for the World Cup, the FIFA Women's World Cup back in 2019. And I was kind of panicking because I was thinking I'm going to be overcharged for my my data usage. But thankfully enough, back then I didn't need to make a switch. I didn't need to go and buy a temporary SIM card or whatever, because I would be charged essentially the same fee as I would if I were to use my phone in the UK. So maybe hopefully, despite of the Brexit and all of the headache that comes with Brexit, hopefully little stuff like that won't be a bit of a toothache for him. Another thing for Dexter Lembikisa to consider, and I'm sure this is something that is just natural to him now. This is, obviously, you guys should know that this is his third loan since the matter of, maybe, is this like what, 2-3 seasons now? Third loans in the space of, let's call it stretch over 3 seasons, when he touch the field of play with his new club. In terms of culture, just the usual, really. English is as probably typically spoken in Switzerland. I don't know, because I've never been there, but I imagine it is. Everyday needs, so basic stuff, necessities that you and I probably take for granted, like your local food shopping. That's probably something that he has to deal with. As I said, this is his third loan, so he's probably mentally prepared for that because of his experiences from his previous 2 loans on a trot. But saying that, nevertheless, I do, as I said on my previous stream, I think this is a brilliant learning curve for him. I think it's only going to make him a better player. In terms of isolation, initially I was a little bit concerned for him. I was thinking, okay, he's going over into another country. How will he take care of himself? So I was thinking, on a personal level there, I'm not sure in terms of any like partner relationship, but maybe if he does have a partner, he will travel with his partner for a company's sake, or maybe it could be something as simple as his parents or loved ones making freaking trips for him. But it probably doesn't even need to get to that point, because I will go back and I will look at that press release there from Wolves, his parent club, for those of you who are just tuning in. And I actually picked up on something that kind of unintentionally overlooked last time round when I read the press release with you guys some nights back. And some good news there as it relates to that questionable loneliness that I was thinking of. Naturally, when a player moves from one country to another, if he's doing it alone, it's inevitable that at some point you will feel a tad bit lonely. We've heard from our very own another star boy, Damari Gray, when he made his move to Bayer Leverkusen, and unfortunately that happened during the COVID-19 pandemic. And you know, it's a little bit different, not even a little bit, it is definitely different on a whole scale. It is much different. Now is much different to the COVID-19 pandemic because you was limited to when you could travel, how you could travel, who could come and see you, and etc. But one added bonus there for Dexter Lembikisa is I might as well just go ahead and read this rather than paraphrasing, since I've highlighted it. By joining Yverdon, Lembikisa will be reunited with his former academy teammate Christian Marcus, who made the permanent switch from Molineux 12 months ago. So it's still new, the friendship. I'm sure they had a friendship. Lembikisa seems like a lovely lad, so I'm sure, you know, they would have had some sort of friendship there with their as two previous teammates for Wolves. So it says here, who made the permanent switch from Molineux 12 months ago, and Jackson believes having a familiar face already at his club will help him quickly settle into a new environment. And we've got some quotes there to go with the paragraph above. It says, "From my own time in Switzerland last year with Zurich, I know how well Yverdon did in the league, and also how well they've done with Christian." Again, that's their former player who's been playing regularly for them. "We like the boys to go out and learn to be tested, but we don't like things to be impossible for them. And having Christian there will hopefully make it an easier transition at the start." And it continues by saying they've played a lot of football together, they're close as well. Okay, didn't know that. Another thing that I've learned. So it will be good from that perspective, and I'm certainly not paramount for us, but it's an added bonus in that instance. And it closes off by saying the club is very lucky and they've been creative with their scouting, very professional in dealing with things, and we think it will be a great next step for Dexter. So a couple of the things there that I touched on in terms of the whole loneliness. Will he be feeling lonely? By the sounds of it, he already has a teammate there. He already has a friend, and hopefully Christian Marcus, that's a friend that he can lean on. Another benefit there with Christian Marcus, for added context, he's actually from Switzerland himself. So he's Dexter Lembikisa is essentially in Christian's neck of the woods. He's in his country of birth. So if there's anyone for him to lean on, I reckon that Christian will be the ideal fit. Great person to show him around. This is probably going to be his travel buddy. That it tends to be that case when you know a player from a previous club, or if a player comes through your current club and you share the same nationality, you tend to just stick close with each other, right? You tend to gravitate towards one another. So I'm assuming with Dexter Lembikisa and Christian, it will be more of the same, or at least that is what I am hoping for. So that transition there that they alluded to in the press release, hopefully that transition of moving from one country to another is a smooth one for Lembikisa. As it relates to his club Yverdon, I'll go ahead and bring up their recent result and pending result, and things are about to get a little bit tense this weekend. Hopefully we do see the young poster boy there make his debut with his temporary club. Couple of things there to keep an eye on. It's not really much, but it is the obvious. You should be able to see this one on your screen. Let me check. Yes, you can. Clearly, you can see there as it relates to Yverdon. They are chasing a hat-trick of wins. And the last two scoreline, coincidentally, have been like for like, 2-1 victories on the trot. This pending fixture here takes place on Sunday. So this is this Sunday. Louisiana, and they are actually playing in a derby. They got a derby coming up this Sunday. So what a way to make your debut. If he does make his debut in this derby, I'm hoping that it will be fireworks for the host. For context, in case you guys cannot see it, Yverdon are the visitors on what is expected to be a great showdown between the two. And the last couple of results between these two sides has actually been some narrow victories. And if memory serves me well, Yverdon actually came out on top. If I can try and let's see if I can try and find that result there for you guys. They actually came out on top last time around, and it is actually one apiece. Let's see if I can find that for you guys. Let's see if some head to head. Okay, perfect. In terms of head to head, they are, yeah, I thought so. They are definitely one apiece. Let's go ahead and share my screen if you had to get up something for you guys. Right? So there you go, big fixture. 1:15 is the kickoff time, but that time is only relevant to you if you are in the UK, because obviously Google is using my location. Head to head, here's how they're looking. But sounding biased, if you're going purely based off result, we're saying heading into this one, Yverdon, the new temporary club of Dexter Lembikisa, they're the better of the two, aren't they? 2 wins going into the big derby there, and you can see their opponents a little bit hit and miss here and there for them. Long may that one continue. But the most important bit, which I touched on very vaguely here, is the clash, the Super League clash there in the top tier of men's football in Sweden. As you could see here, let's just focus on 2024 as we're still in 2024. You can see there 17th of February, there was a 3-1 defeat for Yverdon, but they actually returned the favor and handed their opponents a deja vu scoreline, beating them 3-1 in May 2024. So I don't know about you guys, but I'll say that I will be voting for supporting them, I should say, not voting for them, rooting for them, and hoping that they can get one up against their rivals there in the Super League. So that kickoff time, as I said, is only relevant to you if you are in the UK like myself. Do not wake up at 1:15 Jamaica time hoping to tune into this match, because you would have missed it. By then, it would have been curtains closed. And I believe that is all I have to say in regards to Dexter Lembikisa. Let's see what you're saying. It shouldn't be too hectic. It's about an hour or two away. Culture may be a factor for now, though. Yeah, perhaps. I didn't even know the flight difference, but thank you for that. Father Bling, big up yourself. Tripping over my own words there. Big up yourself. I hope you guys go ahead and kindly hit the like button. Gonna do a little segue again. I'm gonna sidestep and go ahead and talk about Miss Chantelle Swaby. They've got a cracker coming up. The WSL, the top tier of women's football in England. It all kicks off this weekend, guys, and you already know we've got a host of reggae girls playing in England, in particularly the Women's Super League as well as the Championship. Got a few girls playing there in the National League as well. So I'm spoiled for choices, and not just in England, across Europe and also in Asia. We're basically all over the world, naturally. We're also in the USA as well. So go ahead and change that for you. And the headline does read for itself. I'm pretty sure you guys are no strangers to Chantelle Swaby. If you've been tuning into my platform over the last couple of weeks, you would have heard me speak about Chantelle Swaby and also her move from FC Flohy. FC Flohy, they're a club belonging in France. They play their football in France. and she has since made the summer move to the Foxes, that is Leicester City. So a couple came across this story today, maybe in the last 2 hours or so, 2 3 hours, and just decided to share it with you so that we can all be kept in the loop. And pretty much in summary, it's just Chantelle Swaby speaking about the season ahead, and I believe she also touched on expectations or lack thereof. But we're going to look at that article there from the BBC with an interview with Chantelle Swaby. I will say this for context, in case some of you have missed my last couple of live streams. She's already debuted for Manchester City, and she actually did that down under. So a few weeks ago, she played against Bunny Shaw, so she's already played some football there for Leicester City. I believe that was the game where Bunny was the captain, where Bunny came on at halftime and wore the captain's armband. Nevertheless, she has already made her unofficial debut for the Foxes since signing for them some weeks ago. Next up on her things to do list is to obviously make her official debut. And we're going to look back at those two games there. And I believe she also played against West Ham United possibly some days ago, if my memory serves me well. Again, I'll look on those two fixtures there before I close off. Also look at the opening fixtures for the WSL and see how we're looking. So in terms of the article, it's a short read, so I could just go ahead and read that one for you. And oh, okay, yes, I might have said this one to you guys, but I'm not sure if I did. I feel like I did naturally as it relates to the Reggae Girls and the Reggae Boys, or maybe even more so the Reggae Girls. When I hear that they're moving to certain clubs, now and again, there's a little bit of a raised eyebrow, a little bit of a worry, as I was when Vian Samson moved to Japan over a year ago, and she's still in Japan. She's in a new club, but clearly life in Japan, life in Asia is treating her well. Long may it continue. Now we know there's a few question marks there as it relates to Leicester City's women's team, particularly last year. We're going to touch on that vaguely, but with that in mind, I did have some initial concerns, worries, I should probably say. Maybe concerns is too strong of a word. Worries for Chantelle Swaby. But it seems as if all is well. All is well for Chantelle Swaby. Long may it continue. Let me go ahead and dive right into that article. It says Jamaica defender Chantelle Swaby says Leicester City is like a whole new club after the problems of last season. Swaby, 26, joined the Foxes in July as they began to embark on a new era under French manager Amadine Miguel. With the Women's Super League season kicking off this weekend, Swaby hopes Leicester can prove to be dark horses and return to winning ways. This has been a turbulent year for the club after former manager Willie Kirk was sacked after an investigation into an allegation he had a relationship with a with a player, not former player. My apologies. Leicester said the code of conduct which they found Kirk to have breached was established and implemented before the 2023-2024 season. The team ended last season with interim bosses Jennifer Foster and Stephen Kirby in charge. An 8-game winless run made for a disappointing finish, despite Leicester reaching the Women's FA Cup semi-finals. But Swaby is excited to see what the team can do this season with a new manager and new players. And she says there are a couple quotes there taken from the woman herself. She says, "It definitely shows we're not the same club that we might have been last year. A lot of times when you see there's a management change, everything goes down the drain. But I think it started off on the front foot in pre-season. I think things are currently, sorry guys, I think things are looking really good and I'm excited. The atmosphere is really good. There's a bunch of different characters. And obviously she's referring to the characters within her team. And the article finishes off by saying Swaby, who made 33 appearances across the 2 seasons for French club FC Flohy before joining the Foxes, says she has no expectations for the WSL campaign, again, abbreviation Women Super League. And she says, I'm just here to see how it goes. There's a new manager, and I feel like there's a whole new different type of club this year. She continued by saying a few quotes there towards the end before we get to the end. The article, the story, I should say, finishes off by saying, first team coach Kirby has departed to become manager of Bristol City, who were relegated to the championship last season. Leicester are eager to begin well and show their rivals and doubters what they can achieve. They play away to Liverpool on Sunday in the opening WSL match of the season. And Chantelle says, we didn't end in a good position last year, so it's just making sure we get off to a good start in our first few games. That will be a really important thing. And she wraps it up by saying, it could be an eye-opener for a lot of teams that think we're going to be in the same position we were last year. So not really surprised. Sounds fairly confident. Why wouldn't you? Being she has an abundance of experience playing across a number of different leagues. She's actually won things as well. So she's a natural winner, and I'm excited. Even with that dark cloud, maybe it's now moving away from Leicester City. Even with the dark cloud of last season, I'm excited to see how her season pans out. And I hope it goes well for her, you know. And if it's possible, I'll try and see if I can get to a couple Reggae Girls games this season. I'm not going to make any promises. Again, if it's possible, I will. If it's not, it's just not, isn't it? So that game there with Chantelle Swaby, as I said in the article, or I should say, as the article says, they play against Liverpool on Sunday. A couple of teams open up the weekend on Saturday. We have Drew Spence and Rebecca Spencer's Tottenham Hotspurs taking on Crystal Palace. And I guess the biggest one of the weekend, this looks like a double header. I'm pretty sure Arsenal men are playing against Manchester City. So that was interesting, isn't it? So you have Khadija Bunny Shaw, she's going to be taking on Arsenal in an away trip, and that one is at the Emirates. So that means the Arsenal men are going to the Etihad. So that's a massive game there for Manchester City and Arsenal. Arsenal will be welcoming back Vivian Miedema. She's more than likely to bust their net as well, as probably Khadija Bunny Shaw. Some good news there if you're a Khadija Bunny Shaw fan. If the reports are true, I'm sure she won't need a visa to come to North London. So I'm expecting Khadija Bunny Shaw will be back in the starting 11 for Manchester City, taking on the Red Half of London. More than likely that she'll get her name on the team sheet. And I think that is probably it. Actually, no, it is not. Now, here's what I need you guys to do. At some point, let's go ahead and change the screen there for you guys. I almost forgot something. This one actually came to me as I was about to do my live stream, hence almost forgetting. It does relate, it is in relation to, hold on. No, I said I was going to do something for you all, didn't I? Yes, Chantelle Swaby. Let's just pause. I did say I would look at a few of those fixtures there from Chantelle Swaby and Leicester City. In their time down under in Australia. Where is it? You guys you're already aware of this one, aren't you? Manchester City's Bunny Shaw. This was during the tour of Australia with Bunny's Man City and Chantelle Swaby's Leicester City. You can see Chantelle Swaby there. starting that one off. And we had Bunny Shaw, as I already said, she came on as a substitute, second half substitute, if I'm not mistaken. But the added good news from that is that she donned the captain's armband. She came on inside the 62nd minute. Chantelle Swaby exited the game inside the 46th minute. So she actually left the field of play before her compatriot or countrywomen came into the game. I'm sure they said hello, greeted each other. I don't know if they swapped shirts, but they must have at some point spoke to each other while they were down under. On the occasion, Bunny's team won that match on penalties, beating Chantelle Swaby and Leicester City to a narrow 4-3 win. And the other game that I was talking to you guys about, said it happened some days ago. What is my brain telling me? This was on the 1st of September, which is why I wanted to double check, because I wasn't too confident with that. It definitely wasn't some days ago. So my apologies there. More good news. There you have our girl Chantelle Swaby and her team Leicester City put 5 past West Ham. West Ham only able to find 2 goals on that occasion. So that is how Leicester City and Chantelle Swaby is looking. And let me go back over to what I was about to discuss with you guys before it slipped my mind. Johnny Powell, good day to you. How are you, Johnny? Johnny boy. All right, let's go ahead and in your own time, no rush. In your own time. I dare someone to challenge me with this one. In your own time, I dare someone to challenge me with this one. I do want someone to tell me, because in my opinion, not many reggae boys will score a better goal than what Shamar Nicholson did on tonight's occasion. The result is right in front of you. I'm pretty sure you can see it. If you want to catch the goal, unfortunately, I can't show it on screen for you due to copyright reasons, but you can head over to Shamar Nicholson's Instagram story and you can watch the goal for yourself. It's a peach of a goal. I've watched it a number of times, not trying to over-exaggerate, not trying to hype him up, but I do think it oozes with class. Unless my eyes are fooling me, it does appear as if it was a flick on. So you guys can correct me if you want to go and head over and watch that goal. It does appear like it was a flick on. Nevertheless, I do believe it's a peach of a goal. I don't think many reggae boys will score a better goal than what Shamar Nicholson scored in tonight's game against their opponents. And you should be able to read this one for yourself. But if you don't want to read it, you can cast your eyes on Shamar Nicholson and you can look at the full-time results. 4-1 for Spartak Moscow against Sovitov. And it was it's a cracking goal, and clearly you can see based off the timeline, for me, Shamar Nicholson inspired Spartak Moscow to a 4-1 win over Sovitov in the Russia Cup, and he did so after netting a delightful goal. And I hope you guys don't mind me saying a delightful goal inside the second minute. Again, do take your time to go and watch that goal. I think it's an unbelievable goal, guys. Take nothing away from him. So all of this, don't Shamar Nicholson isn't needed for the national team. You go and watch that goal, my friend, and let me know what you think, because some of you will be eating your words. Some of you will be walking around with eggs on your faces, because as I said, it is a delightful goal. Boza on the score sheet. Yes, it is right there in front of you. It is on his story. I've watched it maybe 10 plus times since he put the goal out there on his stories, on his Instagram story. And it deserved all the hype in the world because it's a ridiculous goal. Correct me if I'm wrong. It does look like a flick on. I wish I could show you guys it, but I can't because I don't want to get a copyright strike, which is why I'm in encouraging you all. Yeah, go and have a look. I'm gonna be here. Have a look. Let me know. It looks like a flick on. I'm saying it's a flick on. Nevertheless, whether it's a flick on or not, it is a cute finish. It is a wonderful, wonderful finish. Beautiful strike there by Shamar Nicholson. That's what we like to see. Long may it continue. Right. So, Gunner's boss, sir, where are you? If you are listening, do make yourself present in the comment section, Mr. Gunner's boss. Not that it matters, because I can handle this one without you, so it doesn't really matter. So I've noticed a little trend in habit from our dear reggae boys content creators within our lovely unique space. I've noticed that since my live stream some days ago, my Damari Gray live stream, where we also segue and spoke about Georgina James's allegation and the viral video to go with the allegation. I noticed that as some of you content creators, because it is a unique circle, football is a small industry, so be careful of what you say about people because it might just do a 360 and come back. So saying that to say, I've noticed that a couple of you content creators were silently watching and afraid to drop a comment. Clearly, I must have touched a couple nerves there where the content creators are concerned, because since then, clearly some of you felt like you was being personally attacked, or you felt some type of way. You're clearly in your feelings because you are no longer friends with the comment section, but you are, however, sitting back and causing mischief. I do not mind if you want to sit silently and not comment. Each to their own. Do what makes you happy. But I'm going to be saying this perhaps only once. I'm hoping that it is once, because next I will have to escalate things depending on how well you guys react to my request. I will say this to the content creators who are being mischievous. Please do not use my content fraudulently. Do not misinterpret what I say to fuel your agenda. Okay, and I'm going to be very direct because some of you like to hear what you want to hear and not necessarily what I am saying. And you do that a lot with the players as well. You go onto their stories and you hear what you want to hear and not what the players are saying. Most certainly for the reggae boys and the reggae girls. And it is a disturbing habit. So let me say this again. I have no qualms with you sitting in the comment section and silently watching along. No problem. Knock yourself out. But please do not use my content fraudulently. Do not misinterpret what I say on my platform and use it to fuel your agenda. Okay, my platform is not anti-Ryan Jackson. Okay, this is not a I hate Ryan Jackson platform. So anything that I say, do not use it as your beating stick or your fuel to fuel your agenda. Okay, what I do need is for some of you to grow a pair and tackle Ryan with your own strength. Do not use anything that I say and misinterpret it to fuel your agenda. Okay, please, because you guys are the same people who complain about the YouTube circuit being toxic. Meanwhile, you're creating toxicity. You're adding fuel to toxicity. So in return, you yourself, you're being a hypocrite. Okay. So whatever has been said over the last string of live streams, please do not use it fraudulently. This is not the first time that some of you have done it. You've done it before, and I'm asking you not to do it, because if you do it again, I will report you. I promise you that. Okay? You guys are the same guys who want to compare yourselves and compete with traditional media. Traditional media does not act in the same way that you guys behave. Some of you have some disturbing habits that you need to get rid of. Okay? If you want to do fraudulent behavior, do it with other people's content. If you want to misinterpret other people, no problem. But please don't do it with me or with my content. Okay? As I said to you guys, these content, football for me is escapism. Me sitting here and speaking of the guys in the comment section, it is escapism. So please do not come over here with your negativity and your agenda and take what I have said and misinterpret it, because you might think that I don't know, but I do know. And because I know, I am now going to be nipping certain things in the bud, okay? Whatever issue that you have with Mr. Jackson, let it stay with Mr. Jackson and yourself. Do not spill it over onto my platform, or do not use what I have said and misinterpret it, okay? I am not your cheerleader, okay? So just grow up here and fight your battles by yourself, fight your battles on your own, and leave me out of all of the nonsense, okay? Thank you. And again, if this nonsense continues, my only option is to report you, okay? I hope I made myself very clear in that regard. Back to my lovely comment section. Wonderful finish in regards to Boza. Yes, I trust that you saw the goal, right? Tell me, was it a flick on? Because I believe it was a flick on. Mr. Owen, good evening, sir. How are you? I hope all is well. He wanted to make that celebration of the scoring. Which celebration is that? Is that the one that he does with the national team? I think you're probably referring to the celebration he does with the national team. And if you haven't hit the like button already, I'm not sure what you're waiting on. Do go ahead and hit the like button. Again, if you guys are going to be using my content, make sure that you use it for a good purpose. Do not use my content to create mischief. Do not misinterpret what I say. I don't use you guys' content, so I'm not sure why you're so keen to use mine. But yeah, just kindly behave yourselves, please. Again, next time you do it, I'm going to be reporting you. And you have now been asked politely not to do it. So when the report does fall on your laps, there shall be no crying. Rima, Jesus. Yes, I figured. So, yeah, guys, again, I've run over, but it's definitely not intentional. I'll probably take this one to maybe 50 minutes, and then I'm going to have to close off. I don't want to have to address any more negativity within this space. I'm hoping I can just park everything to the side and focus on my content creation, because that is why I am here. This is what I do. And as I said, this is my escapism. So unless you guys, I don't know, maybe you guys might have a couple comments, any questions in the comment section, guys, fire away. You have about 3 minutes until I have to love and leave you. It's already 12 o'clock my time, or 3 minutes past 12, so I'm already into my Friday. Yes, that one. I figured that would be the case. I don't think I have anything else to discuss with you guys. And it all depends on how tomorrow goes. I should be back tomorrow. If not, then it's looking like the weekend. But I should be back speaking with you guys tomorrow. Oh gosh. All right, guys, I got 2 more minutes with you all, and then I'm going to close off. If you're out and about, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed. Let's see. Do I have anything else to share with you guys? I feel like I do. Let me go back and check some stuff here, guys. I feel like I do have something else to share, but my mind. I think I've reached that stage where I need to actually write things down, guys. Very good goal. Extremely, extremely good goal. Let's see. Do I have anything else left to share? I'm sure there is something else, but it kind of eludes me right now. Let's see. Ah, yes, I knew it. Yes, before I close off, massive, massive congratulations to the Jamaica men's netball team. A warm congratulations to the Jamaica men's netball team, or I should say the Jamaica Suns. We know the Sunshine Girls. We're also used to the Sunshine Girls, the women's netball team of Jamaica. We also have the Suns. As I said, they are the men's netball team of the black, green, and gold. And some warm congratulations there to our Jamaica Suns. They recently won the America's Netball's Men's Championship in St. Kitts. And with that, the Suns are back-to-back winners after taking home the cup in 2022. And with that result, they are now unbeaten in 2024. Long may it continue. I know that there was something that I was forgetting to share with you guys. I've just hit bang on 50 minutes, and I do hope that those intrusive content creators have at least done the right thing and hit the like button. Nothing for you guys to gossip about tonight. It's just a very kind and polite request, because I'm pretty sure that you guys wouldn't want me coming over onto your platform and misinterpreting what you guys have said and using your content fraudulently. I'm pretty sure you would all be pissed if I did that. Okay, so don't do it with me. Let's try to be fair. Even if we don't like each other, let's try to keep things amicably as best as we can. All right, so I am going to be closing off now. You know the usual, guys. I'm actually going to go and bring myself into the kitchen. I'm gonna go and get myself something to eat, and then I'm going to relax. If you guys are just tuning in, sorry, I actually pushed this one back by an hour. I usually go like at, well, now I usually go 12 a.m. UK time, but I decided to go at 11 o'clock. Was it 11 o'clock or 11:30? I think I went 11:30 actually, not 11 o'clock. No, maybe it was around 11:15. So I went around 11:15 p.m. On tonight's occasions. Definitely planning on doing more content in my members channel, especially those personalized content. Definitely keep your eye on my members channel. And before I forget, thank you to those of you who have done the right thing and hit the like button. Definitely appreciate you guys. If you're new to the channel, do go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and I should be seeing you possibly tomorrow. If not, then over the weekend. If I don't see you over the weekend for whatever reason it may be, I do hope that you have a lovely weekend. Stay safe, stay blessed, and as you already know, take care. Until next time.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.